Thanks to some courageous, heroic whistleblowers out there, I've been informed of an injustice, a terrible, terrible travesty that has been performed against me by the Walt Disney Company. I hope you're sitting down because they cut my 23-second role as an extra on the TV show K.C. Undercover. It's a brutal loss for the entertainment industry and the history of Hollywood. What was possibly the greatest moment in all of television history has now been erased from the epitaphs of Hollywood's story. I do have some good news for you on this, but first I do want to thank the countless men and women, the soldiers, the heroes that stood up to corporate America, that did not let me be erased from history. And you said, we need Alex Clark to know. You put on your nicest suit from Sears and you marched forward and you said, we will not let corporate America win. And I appreciate that. Because without you, I would not know I was cut from the episode. So thank you. Now, this is obviously a huge accusation that my scene was cut. I mean, it was my biggest moment on TV, and I think what probably catapulted Zendaya into the fame that she currently has. They didn't give me any lines because they didn't want to overshadow anyone any more than they already had, but this is a big claim that they may have cut my scene. So before I wanted to point any fingers and hire any legal counsel, I did want to do some research. Now, this is obviously such a serious accusation that I decided that the only person I could trust with this investigation was myself. So I cut out the middlemen, I put the detective agency away, and I myself did the hard work. I spent the time researching this for myself. I went to great lengths to boot up Disney Plus, and I went to even greater lengths to sit through the episode. And I'll tell you what, those 23 minutes were horrifying. They cut my entire scene from the episode. I can't believe it. Now, this was, obviously a really fun moment for me, my only time on TV, and to have it cut did not feel good at all, but there is good news. I still appear in the episode for a split second. This is on Disney Plus. If you watch the episode, part 2 of Tightrope of Doom, when the circus first starts and the Cooper family comes out to do their little intro at the circus, you can see me on the left-hand side of the screen right behind the Cooper family. So I'm still in, but it's certainly not what it was. I know this is a hard hit to the Alex Clark community, my big moment on TV, my Oscar moment, and I want you to know, I know there's a lot of questions out there, will I be pursuing legal counsel? And I did, and they did inform me that legal charges are certainly warranted, but I will not personally be pressing charges at this time. I want to be the bigger man here. I've decided to let bygones be bygones and say, you know what, it's okay. I don't need to be on this show to feel good about myself. I know what I contributed to the Hollywood franchise that is K.C. Undercover, and if you want to cut that, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with it. I will not be suing. I feel like, it was an honest mistake. Maybe they will put it back into the episode. That's for them to decide, but I do want to say it was a pleasure being on the show, and I don't want to ruffle any feathers here. Even though this is an obvious win for me, I feel like the polite and correct thing to do is just to move on from this. Now, that said, I've seen many of you tweeting and Instagramming and messaging me and board members in our Discord community using the hashtag #ReleaseTheAlexClarkCut. It is popping up everywhere like wildfire. You guys want justice to be served, and why wouldn't you? They brought the little man down, and if there's anything we've learned from this year, it's that corporate America cannot get away with that. Release the Alex Clark cut. They've been calling from the hills, from the tops of buildings. It's been proudly screamed. And I want you to know your voices have been heard. And if you'd like to keep doing that, by all means, tag the Walt Disney Company. Let them know, because I'm sure it will confuse the hell out of them. And I would just personally love that. Now, there is good news. The Alex Clark cut does exist in a way. I know for certain that while I am not in the Disney Plus version of Casey Undercover, I am 100% in the iTunes version of the episode, because that is where I downloaded the clip from. So if you would like to see me in my episode of Casey Undercover, you can download it from iTunes. Now, that does cost, I think, $1.99, which I'm sure you'll agree is a small price to pay to witness the greatest moment in all of television and movie history. Imagine if you could pay $1.99 to be there when they filmed Gone with the Wind, or another classic like Tomb Raider. So again, I'd like to thank the countless heroes out there, the soldiers, the troops that have supported this release, the Alex Clark cut. It means a great deal to me that you have my back in such a trying time, and I want you to know that I am not giving up. I am here to continue this journey with you, and maybe one day, if we're all lucky, they will do the right thing, and we will see the Alex Clark cut back on Disney Plus, because I do believe that's what we all want. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed yourself.